Fox News Alert. President Trump campaigning in key Senate battleground states. He's finishing up a rally right now in West Virginia before heading to Indiana later tonight. Just minutes ago, the president going after Democrats hard ahead of the high-stakes midterms just 4 days away.
The Democrats want to raise your taxes, restore job-killing regulations, shut down your coal mines. And by the way, they will shut down your coal mines. You know that. They want to take away your good health care and essentially use socialism to turn America into Venezuela.
Trump also touting the booming economy after finding out today 250,000 jobs were added in October.
America now has the best economy in the history of our country, and we want to keep it that way. We've created 4.5 million new jobs since the election, a number that was unthinkable. If I would have said that during the campaign, oh, they would have given me a hard time. They would have said, Pinocchio, you know, they do the whole thing.
The president also hitting on a central theme of his midterm campaign, the migrant caravan that's headed towards the United States.
Democrats want to totally open the borders. They have the caravans. Let them in. Do you want to let them in? Does anybody want to let them in? But caravan after caravan is forming unvetted illegal aliens trying to flood into our country on your dollar, overwhelming your schools, depleting your resources, and endangering your community.
All right, there we go. There was another former president on the campaign trail today. Let's play that from President Obama, and then we'll take it around the table.
While you're distracted with all this stuff they're making up, they're also robbing you blind. They'll be like, look, 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 over there. And then they're giving tax cuts to billionaires. Look, over there. Then they're letting polluters poison your air and water. They will absolutely take health care away from millions the first chance they get while you are distracted with stuff that is not true.
All right, Jesse, let me head it over to you. Both former President Obama and President Trump kind of having fun on the campaign trail.
Yeah, President Obama looked pretty spry right there when he was bouncing around. He's got a little pep in his step. I do think he's really lowered himself to a place where he shouldn't be as someone that's just left office. I don't think there's ever been a president this early to campaign so partisanly against his successor in that way. But you know what? He's trying to salvage his legacy because Donald Trump has totally destroyed it. The president got some great news today on the economy. 250,000 jobs created in October despite the hurricane. And some other bright spots, 3.1% wage growth. That is the best wage growth for American workers in a decade. Also, nearly 70,000 jobs created in construction and mining and manufacturing. Remember, those jobs were never coming back, according to Barack Obama. Lowest unemployment level since 1969. Most Americans with a job in American history. And the media has really downplayed this economy. When there was the 3.5% GDP number that just came out the other day, the nightly newscasts, they never even covered it. And then today, Axios said, well, you know, the economy is shrinking. It went from 4.2 to 3.5. And they say, you know what, and a recession may be around the corner. I do think the president is closing strong on the message of the economy and on immigration. And this blue wave that everybody says is going to happen, I'm not quite so sure about it right now.
Maybe just like a little ripple.
Maybe.
Greg, the other economic number was the lowest unemployment rate for veterans.
That's great.
That they've had in a long time.
The economy is hotter than Jesse and cutoffs. But it's kind of.
You saw me?
Yes, I did. I have a camera in your dressing room.
Oh, God.
Here's the deal. Like, the media isn't covering this news because it's not something that you could blame on Trump. It's something you have to give credit for. So they'd rather just, you know, do their usual anti-Trump lather, which also happens to gin up their revenues quite well, as Jeff Zucker has admitted recently. Either way, the way I look at the midterms, and I pray that they're over soon, the Republicans win and the Democrats lose, no matter what. No matter what. And I'll tell you why. Because politics isn't personal to Republicans. So if you do well, great, but I'm going to go have dinner. But if you lose the House, well, that sucks. But I'm going to go have dinner. But now if the Democrats, let's say the Democrats win big, that's not going to be enough because he's still going to be in charge. That evil Trump is still going to be there, so they're still going to be really angry. And if they lose, we saw what happened when they lost before, right? It was a countrywide tantrum.
We should have had the scream.
Yes, the scream. So the thing is, because it's so intensely personal for Democrats, primarily liberals, with politics, I don't think they're ever going to be pleased by the outcome, where the Republicans... Politics is just a facet in your life. It's one part of it. It's not your life. So, you know, you lose the house. You know, well, that's life. I'm going to go play with my kids.
How do you think?
I don't have kids. And I won't play with yours.
I'll throw it over to you for whatever you want to say.
Oh, well, I just am amazed. It's the best economy ever, says Trump. And Jesse backed it up, of course, just not true. And then you say it's not true, and people are like, well, why are you picking on the president?
Well,
stop picking on him.
Better than the Obama economy,
there we
I'll
go.
tell you that
There we
much.
go. But, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then, you know, the whole idea that this invading army is coming, oh, my gosh, do you want to let him in? You know, it's just ridiculous. But... you know, to me, it's at the point where in this campaign, you look at where the president's going, you look at what he's saying. So today, West Virginia, also Indiana, he's going into red states and he's trying his best. I don't think he's going to have any success with stopping Joe Manchin from getting reelected. But when it comes to Joe Donnelly, the Democrat in a red state like Indiana, I think he may have some success because he can stir up the base. And that's all he's doing. So the whole attack on the caravan, everything that he says about the caravan being filled with disease and criminal, you know, it's just, at some point you want to think, are these Republicans paying attention? Does it make any difference?
Didn't Obama just say we were poisoning the... Didn't Obama just say we were poisoning the air and water?
Yeah,
but that's true.
That's true.
Let's get Morgan in here. Your thoughts about, you know, we have a week. We're going into a weekend. It is also when you have to turn back the clocks.
Oh,
by the way. Yeah.
Who has a clock?
I didn't know.
Apparently, I think, though, that is probably good news for Republicans, right? No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Tell me more, Dana.
Trends tell us in the past. Your thoughts?
Listen, I think it all comes down to undecided voters, which are largely independents, largely moderates. And something that I thought was interesting in this, before the mail bomber happened and before the Temple shooting happened, most of those independent voters were registering saying that they felt unsure about putting the Democrats back in power because the message did work that they thought they were too extreme. Clearly, the events, you know, sort of stopped the momentum that they had, but they still sort of seem like, will I vote? Will I not vote? What will happen? And we all know in all of these elections, it depends on who can motivate people to turn out. So what I'm fascinated by, I started going through, you know, state by state. We're all looking at the polling. I think it's going to be a really long election night. I'm looking forward to watching you, Dana, because as the wind
Juan will be there too.
And Juan too.
I won't.
You can come to my party.
Oh, great.
As the wind blows, these races, like, they're a point apart, right? Or they're 2 points apart within the margin of error. We could see the Senate looking exactly like it is. We could see the House looking similarly. Or we could see, you know, we could see something go straight up or down for either party. I mean, it's going to be a fascinating evening. And the one thing that I would say is to pay attention not just to the House and to the Senate, but these governors' races. 12 out of 13 Republican governors that are running for re-election are ahead, but about 7 to 9 of them that are running in open seats. It's neck and neck. Talk about Georgia, talk about Florida. I mean, these are the races where it could go into runoffs. We could be up all night.
I just want to pick up on something that Morgan just said. She's right. There's a lot of House races right now that a lot of prognosticators think, oh, you know what, Democrats are going to get them all. They're all within the margin of error.
Right.
So there's no guarantee that this blue wave is going to happen. You could see a situation where Democrats pick up 20 seats in the House and come up a few seats short. There's no massive Democratic Party registration going on. There's no massive enthusiasm gap going on. There's no recession going on. There's just not a lot of indicators. Look at the generic congressional ballot. That's within single digits. The Democrats are down in the Connecticut governor's race.
For good reason.
I mean, there's just a lot of things that you scratch your head and you think, wait a second, the media was so wrong in 2016. Could this be a flashback of what happened last time? There could be a silent majority out there that aren't talking to pollsters that could come out and then really shock the country again.
I think you go look at the ads. Just so important right now. And the ads, both on the Republican and
we have a chart. Can I just show that chart? I know we got to go for. But
Dana loves your charts.
It's a great chart, and I sent it to everyone this morning so that they could take a look at
Yeah,
these.
7 in the morning, you get like 8 charts from Dana. Oh, great! Just what I want to look at when I wake up in the morning. Stuff like this. Why don't you send me pictures of your dog instead?
Well, that can be arranged, of course. But this chart, if you go to Bloomberg, it tells you what ads were running in which regions of the country. So I thought that was actually very good.
Yeah, so the reason
Didn't you think it was interesting?
I didn't look at it either.
You didn't even click on
I
it?
opened it and then I closed it.
Who sends charts before 9 a.m.?
Dana,
Well, look, somebody has to get up early to work on the 2 o'clock show.
Dana,
And it was 10:30. Thank you.
yeah, Dana, I must say I valued it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. But I just wanted to, my point that I was going to make, based on Dana's chart, by the way, would be that healthcare dominates on both sides, not this immigration drivel and not the phony ad that makes it out like Democrats want open borders. Again, it's like, are Republican suckers? What is going on?
What
Can you
is
show
going
can you
on?
show that chart
Yes,
one more
you can
time?
show the chart one more time.
You know what
for
that
Greg.
is?
What?
It would be a great. Oh, they're not showing
Okay,
it.
we're going to show the chart one more time. Can we pull it back up?
No, you know what? It's not even
Okay,
worth
I
it.
got it. Got it. There you
It's
go.
not even. Forget it.
No,
I was going to
come
say
on
it's a
now,
great
I gotta see.
placemat for a diner.
Oh, it's fantastic because
Yes.
you can figure out like where you are.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, Bill Hemmer would appreciate that chart.